Hey guys, so welcome to Joe's RC Corner, and today we're going to be back on the Zenith Cruzer, so stay tuned and I'll show you what we're going to be working on today. Okay guys, so welcome back to the channel, and like I said, we're going to be back on the Cruzer today. As you can see on from the last video and also today, you can see that I got one side of that top frame put together. I'm going to go ahead and start working on the opposite side of that as well. We'll start working on that. But while over the weekend, I want to show you what I did. I did get a little bit of work done somewhere else on the plane. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and let you guys take a look. So as you can see, guys, I got my my antenna mount, and this is just loosely mounted right now. I do have a doubler underneath that I need to get that riveted in place. But as you can see, it doesn't. It's going to be attached to this former here, or to this cross member, and to the front cross member, which is a pretty solid location right there. I'm actually wondering if I should have moved it a little bit more forward, but it is what it is. But what I think I might do also is go ahead and put an L angle between these two as well, because as you can see, it does, I mean, and it's not bolted down tight, but the skin does move a little bit here. And I'm not sure if that's good or not, or if that's correct. But like I said, it is going to be attached here and attached back here. But as you can see, this is kind of flimsy area still. So we'll have to take a look at it from underneath and see how we want to proceed with this. So let's get back to work, guys. All right, so like I said, guys, I'm trying to do a little bit different here in regards to getting this video for you. I do have a time lapse that's going to be running, but it's not going to be for everything. But I did want to go ahead and just touch base with you guys on what I'm doing here with the panel. So let me go ahead and rearrange here so we can see. All right, so as you can see, if you guys remember, I'm doing a panel that I can remove. So that's what I'm working on right now. So there's a sections here on the sides, on both sides here, are going to be permanently mounted here. But then there's going to be the center section that's going to be cut out around here. And that way I can get to the avionics tray that I'm going to be installing back behind the instrument panel. So this panel will be able to come off, and right now it's just I'm just Cleco in this in place, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I'm working on right this second. So as you can see, you pull out all the screws, and then this panel is going to come off with the instruments on it. And I thought about doing a hinge, and I'm not sure yet if I'm going to. I may do the hinge, and if I do a hinge, then it's going to swing out from here down like this, right in the center of the of this tray. I don't really want to make this more complicated than it needs to be, if that makes sense. So what I'm thinking about doing also is just going ahead and just going around and putting screws in pretty much everywhere on this. Let me go ahead and get this hung back in place so I don't scratch up my other paints here. There we go. And now I just got to kind of figure out more or less how I'm going to lay everything out, because I know I'm going to have some space here along the sides on both. And I want to make sure I get my Garmin in there. The only other part that I don't have anywhere here is my comm radio, which I was actually thinking about putting it down here in the center. So we'll see how that works out. I'm not sure if we want to put that in there, because the only controls I have of this radio is actually through this piece right here, which will mount somewhere in this area, I'm thinking. I think that might be a good location. And then I can kind of center these and get everything laid out perfectly on here. That might leave me a little bit of room down here for the down in the bottom here. This will make a good location for maybe some I'm not sure yet, but I want to put my circuit breakers and switches maybe here, all nice and nestled here in the center. My throttle basically right in the center over here to keep myself away from the bar. My flap and elevator trim somewhere in this area as well. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do a throttle and everything on that side or not. I'm still debating whether that's something I want to do. But it's, you know, I'm the only one for the most part that's going to be flying the airplane, so I'm leaning towards not, but I don't know yet. I'm not sure. So we'll see how that works out. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and finish up getting these starter holes drilled out, and I'm doing it at a pitch 40, but it is going to be bolts going into this around this whole top, and then along the side. Now I may not do pitch 40 on the side. I may just do the 3. That should be more than enough on the side. I probably don't need this many on the top either, but I already drilled the hole, so it is what it is. Maybe I didn't think that one out well enough. So we're going to go ahead and continue working here on that and get this taken care of. And I'll be back once I get all the clecos in place. And then I can start thinking about where I want to put these instruments. As you can see down here, this fits a lot nicer now. It's a nice smooth transition between this because I pulled it out just a little bit. The side panels fit nicely now. But yeah, everything here is looking really good. I do still need to go on the inside underneath and drill the holes up through this so that way it can be riveted to that bottom panel here. So we'll clean up this bottom edge. Everything looks really good here along the top. There we go. And down along that side. So I'm really happy with that layout there. The EVIS is going to be basically in front of me. My Garmin 175, I'm going to have to double check the spacing on how that fits, but it should fit really nicely right there. And then, like I said, throttle and flap trim and everything will go right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this panel. I'm going to wipe down the edge here, the marker that I put there, clean that off, and then draw a new one on there so I know where that line is, and then measure in from that line probably, I'm thinking I'm going to go in maybe about a ½ inch because I want to make sure I have enough, or maybe 3/4 inch, something like that. Make sure I have enough space there so I can put the riv nuts in there and then open these holes up, and then this can be screwed in place. Now, I know there are going to be a lot of screws here, but my thought here is I don't need to get in here often. So once this is back in, at least it can still come off, but it's going to take a few screws to get that off. So, but again, we won't have to get in there all that much. So, all right, back to work, guys. Okay, guys, so welcome back. Like I said, I didn't have much on didn't do much on time lapse today, but man, now I know why people will pay to have their panel cut out. I think I did a pretty decent job doing it myself by hand, but man, it would have been so much easier just to have given the details over to Aircraft Specialties or one of the other companies that cuts out panels. Would have been a lot easier. Would have been just bolt it right in and call it done. But the feeling you get from getting the panel, parts of the panel mounted, and you're starting to look at it going, wow, that looks pretty darn good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera, turn it around, let you guys take a look, see what we got, because I'm pretty happy with it. And if you're not, hey, it's my airplane and I'm really happy with it, so that's all that matters. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around, guys. Let you take a look. All right, guys, so here we are. We have my the Grand Rapids 10-inch sport display. This is the real one. It's not just a piece of paper anymore. It's got the knobbies and everything here. Right now it's just held in with Clecos coming in from the back. I do have to get the riv nuts in there or nut plates. However I'm going to do this, I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure that out. Really happy with it. It came out pretty straight, pretty level from what I can see. Wanted to give myself enough space here, and we also gave myself enough space along here. Now I do have to add a piece, well maybe, I'll have to take a look and see, but I'm leaning towards putting a piece of L angle behind this just to give a little bit more support on this here and also here where this mounts. Now I do have to still make up the mounts and everything for my Garmin 175, which is here. My EIS engine monitoring system, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put this one down on the bottom underneath because it's shorter. So I'm leaning towards putting that one down low and then putting the Garmin up above it like so. And I think that'll look really nice. I still have plenty of real estate over here that I'm going to have to put a stiffener behind it though, and that's where my iPad's going to be on this angle. So this is the end point of the panel that comes off. There will be screws along here, and I know, there's a lot of screws. But I do want to have the access if I need it. So that's why I did that. The only other item that's going to be on the panel side is, where did it go? I believe it should be right here. Here we go. The only other unit is going to be my comm radio, and for planning purposes, in case I ever want to add a separate, another comm unit or something like that, and I'm not sure if I ever will. So what I'm thinking is just having this centered on the panel, or maybe centered on these two, and we'll call that done. I'm not sure yet, but that's just a remote unit. The transponder, I don't have the transponder out here because I can control my transponder using this, which is going to be nice. GPS antenna, I'm leaning towards putting it right up here. There are two GPS antennas that I need. One of them is for the ADS-B, but I want to check with, Grand Rapids on something because since I do have the 175, can I feed GPS data from the 175 to the ADS-B 2020 compliant system? That I'm not sure of. That unit is right here. And I know it has its own GPS, so I'm not sure if I can actually do that. But if not, that's fine. I'll just run both GPS units. One of them can be fed into this as a backup GPS and a primary, which would be the 175 will be my primary. This GPS will be my secondary in the unit. I do have my remote magnetometer. That's going to go out in the wingtip, so I'm not really worried about this unit yet. But yeah, so I'm really happy with that. It came out really good. So, but man, was it time consuming, and boy, oh boy, it was a pain in the butt to try to get that fitted properly. But all said and done, I'm pretty happy. All right, guys, so tomorrow we'll see if we can get these mounted. And if we can get those holes cut out, then that'll be ready to go. And then it'll just be working on stuff behind the panel. And I do still have to make my plate underneath. Now this transition now is beautiful. I'm really happy with how that transitions now. I'm glad I had it stick it out a little bit this way, because now this becomes a beautiful transition between the two. I mean, you can feel it, but it's not terrible anymore. So I like that. And of course the panel is going to be in this gray, so that's going to get painted once all of this is fitted properly in there. And I do still have to make all the screw holes, put the nut plates back in there, and call that done too. All right, guys, so like I said, that's it for today. I'll catch you guys in the morning, and we'll try to get the 175 and the EIS engine monitoring system mounted in the panel tomorrow. So catch you guys in the morning. All right, guys, so it's the next day. Yesterday I did get my second COVID shot. Today I'm actually feeling the effects of it. So I'm not sure how much we're going to get done, but I'm going to try to get at least the EIS and the Garmin 175 holes, the mount holes prepped, and see how far we can get with it. But anyways, so let's go over what we're going to get done. All right, so like I said, we got the EIS is temporarily mounted. It's being held in with the 1/8" Clecos right now. So I got the holes drilled out for it, and I got the main hole drilled out for it for the panel. The next ones we're going to get done here is the EIS and the Garmin 175. Try to get those holes cut out and see how that looks. So that's today's job. I did have to order the rest of the mounting plates for my iPad, which is going to be on this the RAM mount, and that's how that's going to be mounted on the panel over here. And it's going to be mounted to where I can have it slightly angled towards me. So that's going to look really nice. So that way I can use that and still be able to see it pretty nicely, and still keep these in place. So that's kind of the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this panel off and take a look at it. Today I also have a friend of mine coming over. He's a AMP. He's going to come out and just kind of take a look at my work, make sure I'm not doing anything wrong or anything that could be dangerous, anything that might stop me from getting the aircraft airworthy. He's very experienced in the experimental world. He's built multiple airplanes. He's got his AMP. He even works on UAS aircraft that I fly. So he's a good guy. He's really knowledgeable, and he's definitely worth. It's definitely worth having him come out and take a look at my work, make sure that I'm not missing anything. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and pull this panel back off. We're gonna pull the EFIS out just so I make sure I don't damage it. I want to put it somewhere else, put it safe, back in its box, while we go ahead and get those next ones cut out. All right, guys. So this is going to be the last video for today. Last catch up, actually. But got a lot done today. Almost entirely completed my panel. Minus the wiring, of course. But everything mounted. And I'll be honest with you, I am extremely happy with the avionics that I chose. Haven't flown with them yet, but I'm happy with the options that I selected. Everything went in fairly well. Of course, the first one is always the hardest, but after that, just moved along in regards to getting the other pieces of avionic installed on the panel. I do still need to go and we're going to start wiring up everything soon, probably in the next, maybe in the next video, maybe not. I think in the next video I'm going to start working on that tail section. I need to get that prepped and ready to close up in preparation for painting. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn around the camera and let you guys take a look and see what we have installed and how it looks. So give me just a moment. We'll turn the camera around. All right, so now the camera's turned around, you guys can see exactly what we got accomplished. Now, as you can see here, I just have the, this is just being powered by a 12-volt battery, just to make sure everything is functioning properly. I do have the artificial horizon is now leveled, so I did make that correction to that. There's still tons more to wire up and get working on this, but that'll be a later on date. But as you can see, I have the 10-inch, 10.1-inch Sport EFIS from Grand Rapids. Really nice setup. Screen is beautiful, and I think I'm really going to be happy with the size of the screen when I'm flying. It does take up quite a bit more real estate here on the panel, but all in all, I'm really happy with it. It's going to make it really nice and easy to see when we're flying. Also have the engine monitoring system right next to it here. That's going to give me my hob time for the engine run. Fuel, I believe I can put fuel on this as well. All the data that basically would be on this screen here will also be here, minus the airspeed and altitude. Now, originally when I bought that, I thought that's what I was getting. Unfortunately, that's an upgrade that I did not pay for. However, I'm debating whether or not I want to send that in to get the upgrade done to that, so that way I can have a backup pitot static. In case this screen goes down, I still have that. The Garmin 175 is also installed. I'm really liking that position there. It does kind of shadow this screen a little bit, but all in all, I'm not too concerned about it. This is really a backup screen anyway. And then as you can see, I got my remote comm radio installed here. This leaves a little bit of space on either side, so if I ever want to add anything else to the panel, I can add that. Now, I did not show in the time lapse or anything like that what we did behind this panel, but rest assured, we'll take a look at the back side of this panel at one day. Just not going to happen today though, because as I mentioned earlier, feeling kind of crappy after getting my second shot. So we're going to go ahead and finish up and close up the video for today. But I did want to finish up getting those. Now, the only other panel item that's missing over here, because I had to, I'm waiting on a mount for the ram mount, but we are going to add a stiffener between this area here and this here. So that mount is going to go on there, and then we're going to use a short angle piece that's going to allow me to mount that right here, and that will give me a little extra situational awareness. All right, guys, sorry about that. Camera stopped recording, but just wanted to do one last mention here, is that, yeah, I can use any of the iPads, no matter which one, which is why I'm going with the RAM mount setup built into the panel. I'm really happy with how this came out, and the next steps will be, I got a couple more things that I need to put inside, put in the panel. One of them is the ELT remote reset. I'm not quite positive on where I'm putting it. I was thinking about somewhere up here, but then again, I might put my N number here, and then maybe put it here on either side of that. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to take a look, see how it fits, see where it fits, and then go from there. But yeah, so I'm all set here, guys, and I'm I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and we'll close out. Okay, guys, so that's all for today. I appreciate you guys visiting the channel. If you like the videos that you're seeing here on the channel regarding the Zenith Cruzer build, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the bell. That bell will notify you guys when next video is posted. So make sure you hit that bell. And if you like what you're seeing, don't forget, hit the like button. It helps the channel out. And share the channel with anyone else that you think might be interested in the build. So have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend. And see you on the next video. Bye now.